Today we're going to be discussing everyone's favourite Tudor, but does it deserve the praise it gets?
Guys, for Tudor Black Bay, I'm Luke.
I'm Anthony.
And before we crack on, we are giving away a G-Shock once we get to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you whack the subscribe button
And press that bell icon so that you get notified.
and watch the videos. Don't just do it for the sake of this. Just watch the videos as well. You might learn something. You probably won't. As Ant said, we're doing Tudor again today. So we reviewed a Black Bay GMT, the Pepsi one, the other week.
One. We absolutely loved that.
Go back and have a look at that if you haven't seen that already. But today we are looking at the Black Bay 58.
Which actually we might even like even more than the GMT.
Yeah. Reviews done.
Reviews done, yeah, that's
there
it.
There you go, done. See you later.
In all seriousness, it's an absolutely fantastic watch, and so is the GMT. But I think for our wrist size, it's probably a little bit better. But so we dive into the specs first of all?
We'll just dive into the specs. I see what you've done there, because we're doing it with a dive watch. Well done. Cool, so we are looking at a 39mm case. It's totally different to the other, well, on the GMT and the other Black Bays it's 41, but the main thing for me is just how thin it fits as well. It's just a smidge under 12mm.
It seems perfectly proportioned for me.
It is.
So yeah, 12mm. So anyway, yeah, so it's a 39mm case.
Yeah.
12mm thick.
Yeah.
20mm lug width. And it tapers, it's got, on the bracelet, it tapers down to 16mm, and I think it's about 18 at the clasp, looking at that. Yeah, perfect. So. And what is it, 47mm lug to lug. So,
yeah,
it's pretty much in all of those sweet spots that we all love.
Yeah, it kind of just goes with that whole vintage aesthetic that Tudor have been at Bezel World 2018. They brought out that and the GMT, and they both harped back that kind of vintage aesthetic. But this more so.
They did so well with that. So it's the in-house movement as well now. So no longer that ETA movement, which is, I mean, everyone likes that ETA movement actually, with the smiley bit at the bottom.
Well, they don't like the movement. They just like the design with the smile, I guess.
Yeah,
and the rose.
So what's it? 50,000 hour power reserve as well.
50,000 hours.
50,000 hours. 50 hours power reserve. I wish it was 50,000 hours.
It's quarters.
It's quarters. So yeah, 50 hours power reserve.
70 hours power reserve.
Is it 70?
70 hour power reserve.
Okay, even better than I thought then.
Yeah.
And obviously Super Luminova, unguarded crown, and what is it? 28,800. 800.
It's got the nice smooth ticking on the snowflakes.
So yeah, that's all of that out of the way. What do we actually think?
Well, the one thing I said about the GMT when I picked it up, I said I'm surprised at how much I like it. Whereas this, I'm not surprised at how much I like it, because I knew I was going to like it anyway.
Yeah, we've always liked it. I mean, we went into one Tudor AD and I didn't have it, so we couldn't actually try it on.
I tried one at a Red Bar once.
Yeah.
Tried one on there very, very briefly, but after having a couple of hours with this, it's really kind of resonated just how
I just think it's a perfect alternative. If you want a new watch and you don't want the new Rolex Maxi case, and you prefer the pre-Maxi case Rolex, but you want a new sub, that's a perfect alternative.
And you want to spend half the amount.
What's
retail on these? 2,680.
Yeah,
which is a hell of a lot of watch for the money.
It's so cheap, and I'm not being funny, that is better than the old 5-digit subs pre-Maxi case. Obviously, it hasn't got the prestige, or obviously knowing the fact that you'll hold the money, but it just doesn't matter.
It's a brand new watch, but you're getting the vintage feel.
Yeah, it is
without the vintage worries.
Yeah, which I think is perfect. Because what's the warranty on those now?
2 years, I think. Tudor warranty 2 years.
It's a nice peace of mind. There's supposed to be a long waiting list on this, but I don't think that's actually true, is it?
Carl that lent us the watch.
Yeah, Carl, we'll drop his Instagram down the bottom as well.
We will do, indeed.
2 days, wasn't it? After
they told him it's going to be a couple of months. He went, "Don't worry about it. I'll forget about it. I won't even think about it." 2 days later, bosh,
phone call. So I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't be worrying about the waiting list at all. I think it's obviously just a load of crap. So is there anything you actually don't like on it?
The only thing I've picked up at, and I hadn't noticed this before, is, can you see the lugs there? The bracelet doesn't quite taper with them. It doesn't quite sit flush, and they are so sharp. Honestly, you cut yourself on that.
Yeah, and it just kind of it really attracts the eye to that. But
only when you've got it like this. If it's on the wrist, you're not going to notice it.
No,
really.
No, you do, because I noticed it when I had it on earlier on, and it does bug you a little bit because it's just unnecessary, isn't it?
I think I know what you're going to say that you don't like about it.
Yeah, those bloody rivets. Why do Tudor keep insisting and putting fake rivets on their bracelets? It looks dog shit. You've got to stop it. They've got to stop it. And that's the only thing where this watch falls short for me is that bracelet.
But you can get it without
where it doesn't fit with the lugs. And those...
But that's simple for you then. Get one and get it on the leather or the NATO because you save yourself 80 quid.
I'd always feel dirty getting it on the NATO or the leather. Though. You should always buy the watch on the strap. That's just
easier to go and buy.
Watch buying 101. I mean, the clasp on it's fantastic. It's got the ceramic ball bearings, the same as the Pepsi GMT, which just makes it a joy to use and take on and off.
One thing I don't understand, since they were going for this whole vintage aesthetic, they've not put jeweled lugs in, which is really strange.
You have a massive obsession with jeweled lugs. I kind of see how it is easy strap changes, but for the most part, it doesn't trap dirt, and also it kind of looks cleaner on the side. So I get why they don't.
Yeah, I just think with the aesthetic that they're going for, like all these vintage kind of skin divers and divers, they had the jeweled lugs, and I thought, it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're not going to buy a watch because it hasn't got drilled lugs. The other thing I really like is obviously the crown. Tudor have done that fantastic thing where they've embossed the Tudor rose onto the crown as well, which I absolutely love. The crown's a lovely size, really good for gripping just in time, and obviously winding the watch.
Screw down crown, and no crown guards.
No guards, which just makes it just looks pretty. It's a very, very pretty watch. And
could you say you could wear this as your everyday watch and you wouldn't need anything else?
Yeah, because I think it's hardy enough to take the scratches and the everyday use quite well. It's special enough to wear on special occasions.
And it's 200 metre water resistance.
It's 200 metre water resistance, but it's not ridiculously dressy. Or it doesn't look too showy. It's got that nice.
Oh, you mean not a dress watch? But
yeah, you wear it every day. But you could dress that up. You could dress it down. Yeah.
I think you could wear that with a suit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It'll slip under the cuff as well.
And obviously, I love the way it does hark back to the older stuff. So that, but without making it look too obvious that they're trying to go vintage. But the red triangle really does. I love the red triangle, but the rose gold bits as well.
With the gilt kind of.
I think Tudor call it pink gilt, but
the gold just works so well with it. It really does.
It's such a strange colourway. It doesn't look like anything vintage colourway wise, but the actual overall look, just they've pulled it out of the bag.
For me, so many watch brands do vintage divers, right? Or vintage inspired divers, heritage divers as they call them, and they do a good job with them. RS do a great job. She's on that compressor case, do a really good job. But this one absolutely hits the nail on the head for me. I think it's
perfect. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. I mean, what I would if I was doing Tudor's next design for Bezel 2020, it would be GMT colorways on the 58.
That'd be GMT function as well, obviously.
Oh, yeah, obviously, yeah.
But do you know what? Just that's the one disappointment with Tudor. In 2019, they completely cocked it up. Whether they did it on purpose or not.
Yeah, with the watch with the crown in the wrong position was just absolutely horrific.
The Tudor SKX.
Yeah, it's horrifitic. But you can't get it right every year, and I'm pretty sure someone at the top dog firm reined them back a little bit.
Of course they did. But they could do this in different colourways. If they did this with the red bezel, on the like they did on the
just on the normal Black Bay,
I think that'd be great. Do it in blue, the whole thing blue with the blue dial.
Yeah, or mate, blue and gold, kind of like a blue, like a Rolex bluesy, but without the bimetal strap. Imagine that.
Perfect.
I think that would look really good. Having it just stuck with these colorways at the moment is kind of it's not boring because it isn't a boring watch, but I just wish it did come in more colorways. I'd love a GMT version, but it's all about whether they can fit that movement in a smaller case.
Bezel action is good.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Let's do the bezel sound test. Oh yeah,
it's a really positive click, isn't it? It's quite loud.
So no, it doesn't grip as positive. But then again, the outside is so thin.
Yeah, it's quite fine.
The knarling.
Knarling, yeah. And obviously, the bezel depth itself is actually quite thin as well. But it's non-ceramic bezel, so it's normal painted bezel, but that's sticking with the vintage look anyway.
Yeah, and which do you get that lovely matte finish on that? Though?
Yeah, you do. And the way that the actual crystal domes out of the bezel as well, rather than sitting flush fit, looks absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Father-in-law phoning up about a curry this evening.
One thing you notice as well, no date.
Yeah, which is it just looks really clean, doesn't it? It does look really clean.
One thing someone commented on the other Tudor, the GMT one, is they didn't really like the date position. It didn't offend me at all. I wasn't mad on it, but this just looks perfect. It's so balanced, the dial.
Yeah, well, as you know, I quite like a date because obviously it's just a great function to have. I'm always forgetting the date. But this does look really clean without the date, and it just suits the watch. I think if you had a date on there, it would ruin it. It would ruin that vintage feel. Even though the lume isn't kind of got a faux patina on it, because it's got that pink gilt around the outside.
It gives an illusion.
It gives an illusion that it is. And the super luminova on it is absolutely fantastic as well. It works really, really nicely. But yeah, it's just such a clean dial. The 3 lines of text, the Tudor shield, and the Tudor logo is just, it's just really, really nice. I'd love it if they'd done it with a rose though.
Yeah, absolutely. On the dial, like the ETA dials that they did. If they put the rose on the top, that would nailed it for me. But I think this is harking back to the Submariner, which I think had the shield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's exactly why they've done it with the shield.
Obviously snowflake hands as well, which just obviously suits every Tudor watch. Just looks absolutely fantastic.
A lot of people said, Bezel 2019, they were going, they're definitely going to do a sub, Tudor Submariner. They don't need to, they've got this. But if they just did this in a different colourway,
then they've got it.
They've
got it, yeah.
Yeah, so...
everyone was kind of creaming themselves over the fact that there was going to be a Tudor sub, but yeah, kind of pointless when you've got the 58. It's the exact same dimensions and just a few little details off. Is that the rotor I can hear as you're shaking it?
No, that's my...
it's the bracelet. I was going to say. For how good value it is, I think the Tudor GMT we absolutely love because it's fantastic, such a good looking watch, but it does sit too tall and it's a little bit big for us.
For us, without
for us, yeah, for our puny little noodle arms, yeah. But this
again, speak for yourself.
Yeah.
He says white tenses,
beefcake Luke. No, I think this is perfect. Actually, there's if I would take it off the bracelet though. Imagine it on a nice vintage leather looking strap.
It does look so good on the bracelet though. It's just them little kind of.
It's just trying to ignore.
Faux pas.
Yeah, ignore those fake rivets and ignore the fact that the actual end links don't sit in correctly. It's other than that, but it's not going to be perfect for the under £3,000. Think of how much watch you're getting there. But one thing I did notice, I put this next to the GMT. It's got bigger hour markers than the GMT. Which
the actual kind of the indices. Okay,
but it looks so right. It doesn't look wrong.
No, it's perfectly proportioned.
Yeah, everything's perfectly proportioned. But the smaller ones work on the bigger GMT. Very strange how that works. But no, I really like it, and I urge anyone who's kind of got that kind of budget.
I can't think of anything under £3,000 I'd rather have.
Anything between £2,000 and £3,000. What would I have over that? No, I can't think of anything actually. I love it. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's good enough summary, I think.
So well done, Carl, and thank you very much for lending it to us, mate. Go out, try one on, buy one. Clock bait recommended.
That's an official certification, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll tie that in because that's cost certified. I don't think I said that before.
Oh yeah, cost certified.
There we go.
Yeah, so it's got to be one of the cheapest cost certified watches actually as well.
That's a tenuous link at the end. So there you go.
So yeah, if you've liked this video, please drop a comment below whether you'd get one of these or what you like or what you maybe dislike about it. And subscribe for plenty more content to come. See ya. Bye.